been stamping for 23 years. No, that's not quite true. I've been stamping since I was 15 and I'm 55. So that just goes to show you how many years I have been passionate about stamping and paper crafting. But for the past 23 years, I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And as I shared in my last video, I have decided to step down from that role. And can I just say, oh my goodness, you guys, the love and the support and the encouragement has been unbelievable. Oh my goodness, you guys are the best. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have not had a chance to respond to the comments. I've been trying to get caught up on the emails. My inbox blew up, my DMs, and of course, all the amazing comments here on my channel. You guys, you really know how to make a girl feel really special, because I will be honest with you, I was so nervous about hitting the publish button on that video. I did not know how it was going to land, and when I woke up the next day and just seeing all that love waiting there for me was like just amazing. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I am so incredibly grateful. What an awesome community we have here. I am so excited about everything I've got planned moving forward for the Serene Stamper channel, including some techniques that I recently discovered that literally my jaw hit the floor, and I can't wait to share those with you. And I have some new product to share with you as well. Really excited about that. So make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of those upcoming videos. And speaking of subscribe, oh my goodness, welcome to those of you who are new to my channel. I am really happy that you guys found me, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know you here on my channel and in my community, and I hope you get lots of inspiration from all the videos already here on my channel and all of the videos that are going to be coming. Okay, so in today's video, as mentioned in my last video, I'm going to share some cards and projects from my years of being a demonstrator. I just kind of thought it was a way to close that chapter and honor the journey that I've been on with all of you. And I just think these cards and projects are timeless, because you can absolutely take the layouts and use what you already have at home, or maybe you have the retired product that were used on these cards and projects. Either way, this video is going to be full of inspiration, and it's also, I think, going to bring back a lot of memories for many of you, and it's just going to be such a fun little time capsule. And again, I just think it's a really it's just going to be a fun way for me to close the chapter as I move into my new chapter, which, by the way, in this video, I'm going to be telling you about my new channel and my new brand and some of the things that I've been working on the side. But I will tell you about my new channel today. So make sure you stick around and let's get right into it. I wasn't sure where to start with all the paraphernalia I have, but let's start here. I first joined Stampin' Up! The night they arrived in Canada in 2002, and at the time I was living back home in Comox on Vancouver Island, which is where I'm from originally, and I invited my co-workers from the airport over to my house to stamp. And I have the pictures of my very first workshop. So here I am at the dining room table helping my friend place her order. And here are my friends at the coffee table using their inks. Look at the old style ink pad and the wheel stamps and my chalks. And they loved it. Now, some of these girls were avid scrapbookers, and they became longtime customers of mine. And oh, that was a trip down memory lane right there, pulling out those pictures, because I did all my demonstrations at a coffee table so that everyone sitting around me could see what I was creating. And then I always prepared make and takes so they could actually get their hands on the stamps and discover the magic for themselves. So there's that. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my very first catalog that I got the night Stampin' Up! Arrived in Canada, signed by Shelley, and it was just a special catalog, and I've misplaced it over the years. But look at what I did find. One of our old Simply Scrappin' kits. Do any of you guys have any of these? Throughout this video, if you see anything that you have that brings back memories for you or that you still use, I would love to hear your stories. But I just thought these were the best things since sliced bread because they came with your DSP and your paper and your little punch outs. I'm gonna have to learn to change my lingo moving forward from DSP, but look at this. I found a page where I used that little camp out, scrap out, or scrapbooking kit there. So this was autumn of 2000, and there's my mom and myself camping with my dog Jake. Oh my goodness, he was such a good little boy. And we had so much fun camping. So this was at Ralph River on Vancouver Island. So some of you might know about that campsite, but that was my favorite spot. We went camping every weekend. I love camping. And then I came across some of these scrapbook pages. So this was also using a kit. That's my brother Randy and I. 1976. We were living in Powell River at the time. So I was 6. My brother would have been about 4. And a little stamping here. Look at my coat. Oh my gosh. I loved that coat. And Santa Claus. So that's pretty fun. And then I came across this scrapbook page. I did this for a fundraiser for my aunt. I did a scrapbooking fundraiser because she had just been diagnosed with cancer. And if she's watching, I'm sure she'll get a kick out of seeing this. But we had, Aunt Jerry and I enjoyed a girls' night out before I moved to New Brunswick, which was in 2007. And we always have so much fun together. So this was in Vancouver, September of 2007. And these flowers that I made with my circle punches, I think they were demonstrated at a Stampin' Up event. Maybe by the fabulous Pam Morgan. I'm sure a lot of you remember Pam. She is amazing. But I'm not sure if it was Pam, but I'm pretty sure these were demonstrated at an event. And I absolutely love these flowers. And I came across a card where I did the same flowers, but as a Christmas card. And again, simple. These are just circles with little notches cut out with your scissors. I stamped my circles. I don't know, it might have been a flower stamp. You could use anything you want just to get a bit of a pattern on there. And then I just stacked them on top, large, medium, and small with dimensionals. Cut out a couple leaves, did a little bit of stamping beforehand. It's a little bit of rust because I've had this on my display board for years, and so the little clasp put a little bit of rust on it. But look at, those are exactly the same flowers. And again, this is something that I think totally works today for your cards and scrapbooks and different projects. So simple, but I love it. Here's another scrapbook I found, a scrapbook page of my friend Rita. We were in Nanaimo, 2006, and we were actually roommates together over in Burnaby, and some stamping and a little bit of a rub on. And I just thought these pages were just such a wow. And we have come such a long way, right? Such a long way. So I think I'm just going to continue on with the scrapbooking pages. Here's another one. I know it's shiny with my light. It's a 12 by 12, a little tag that slides out. So this is my friend Ellen's wedding, 2003. And my grandma and grandpa Erickson. And then let's see, my brother with his fish. Look at using the alphabets that we used to sell. Here's Rita again, little stamping. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how proud I was of these scrapbook pages. And then my cousin, let me zoom out so you guys can see. And then this is when I went to the big island of Hawaii for the first time, which is probably one of my very favorite places in the world that I've been to so far. So this is August 2004, and I won this trip on the radio. I wrote my free trip to the Big Island of Hawaii, which I won on the radio station. I found love with the Koala Coast, the sunshine, smells of flowers, fresh fruit, the scenery and landscape, all the local history. I also went snorkeling for the first time. I'm hooked. I can't wait to return. So yeah, how fun is that? I mean, I have not pulled these books out for years, and just adding the tags with the stamping. Do you guys remember these alphabets and these stamps? Oh my gosh. So let's see, what else do we have? That's me with my niece when she was born, 2006. Now look at this page. Let's zoom in. Can you guys recognize what I used on the background for this? If you said wheel stamps, you are correct. And look it, I have them all. I love my wheel stamps. I used to take the paper that used to come, the brown paper that used to come in our Stampin' Up orders, and I'd save them and flatten it out, and I would use these for wrapping paper, for my cards. I mean, all kinds. I love my wheel stamps. I have not used them forever and a day. And look at, I even have my ink cartridges. They are probably so dry, it's not even funny. Oh, look, that was the triple color one. I forgot about that. Oh my goodness, I love these wheel stamps. And when I had my workshops and parties with kids, the kids especially loved these wheel stamps. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far, because I am having a great time showing you some of these things. Mind you, I'm trying to skip past the pages with my ex-husband. Okay, anyways, here's a picture that was taken of me when I was in New Brunswick, stamping my little make and takes. I used to put little 3x3 cards in every order that I received. And this is 2008, and on here I put, stamping is one of my favorite things to do. It's time to set aside for relaxing, self-nurturing, creativity, thinking, winding down, quiet, or laughs and giggles when I'm stamping with my friends. And I love making cards and gifts for my friends and family. I can't help but think of time spent together and all the reasons they're so special. Stamping makes me happy. And so if you follow me, you know my logo, my tagline is stamping makes the heart happy. And so, yeah, that was just kind of fun to see. And then these are pages that I stamped and put die cuts and stuff on. This is in Lewis, England, 2007. And yeah, I was just thinking that these are the coolest pages ever. Stamping and adding some chalks for the leaves. And again, it just kind of shows how scrapbooking has evolved over the years. But I love it, and I'm excited to get back into it. So I have a little bit more scrapbooking to show you in a different format. I cannot even tell you how excited I was when Project Life joined with Stampin' Up. And there was like a contest that went on, and I kind of forget how it all worked, but somehow I ended up getting myself a Project Life kit signed by Shelley and Becky Higgins, and I received another one, and again, I forget how it worked, but I remember hiding it in town and putting out little tips and clues on how to find it. And my friend Joanne, who's also a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I don't know if she was at the time, maybe, but anyhow, she's the one that found it. And so that was pretty cool. And then, of course, I haven't opened up this one, but I just thought this style of scrapbooking was the coolest thing ever, and it's actually one of my favorite ways of doing scrapbooking. I have this paper down, by the way, because otherwise the glare from the table is unpleasant, so it's not a fancy setup today. But yeah, I absolutely love this style of scrapbooking. And obviously I'm missing some pictures. There's Mr. Cooper. And I'm going to be printing off a lot more pictures and getting them into my albums. and I cannot wait to find time to do that. Here I just took a photo and cut it up. This is me fishing. My friends in PEI, some fish that I'd caught, and my sweetheart making some black currant vodka from the black currants in our yard. So yeah, I love this style of scrapbooking. I don't know, let me know what kind of, if you guys do this type of scrapbooking. But I just find it so quick and easy. Here I've incorporated some stamps and stamped right on the photo. Have you guys ever stamped on your photos? I love doing that. So yeah, my honey again. Moi. My sister-in-laws. So yeah, just a lot of fun memories. And I'm really, really glad that I got into scrapbooking all those years ago, because I just think it's such a great way to preserve our photos. And to me, seeing photos in an album are so much nicer than looking at them on a phone. Okay, let's move on from scrapbooking. Do you guys remember these? These inspiration sheets that Stampin' Up used to have. Now, I think it was this past year, might have been the year before, I actually found some full packets of these. I don't think they were this one. I just happened to find this one the other day. But I sent out a whole bunch of them. I left, I told you guys leave comments down below or message me, and a lot of you did. And so I mailed these out to you guys, those of you who replied, until I ran out of them. So I just thought these were awesome to use. And you know what? They're still great for inspiration today. Just changing up the stamp images, changing the colors, maybe adding some different embellishments. But I loved these inspiration sheets. Okay, I'm moving on to some embellishments and some odds and sods and 3D projects, and they're just it's all kind of randomly piled on my desk here. And do you guys remember our Biggs dies? Because they were really cool to use with flash sheet metal, is that what it was called? And my stamp clubs and I would make all kinds of ornaments. My friend Bernice made some amazing pieces that she shared at one of my team meetings using the flash metal, and you could stamp on it. And I stamped the little butterfly with stays on and stuck him on. I think he's just with a glue dot. But these were really, really fun to make, and ran it through the embossing folder. So that's pretty fun. And as a side note, I actually pulled out one of my Biggs dies a couple weeks ago for the first time in years. I bet you I have not used these dies, I don't know, you guys, years and years, and I still have tons of paper on there, but I'll insert a picture. A friend of mine asked me if I could make some tags for about 10 people who had turned 50 this year for a surprise 50th birthday party that we recently had. So I made 10 of them using this accordion, you know, that makes the flowers. Let me see, just a sec. It makes these. So this one was one I didn't finish, but I had just gone through my paper and pulled them out, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. But I was really glad I still had this, because it was perfect, and I could cut 4 or 5 sheets at a time and whip them up, and it was really fun just to play with this again. So I have quite a few of these dies still. Okay, let's pull this back in. I still have lots of these buttons, and I love these buttons and our little felt embellishments. I have tons of amazing embellishments. I'm not going to pull them all out because we'll be here forever and a day, but the little keys and the little bottle caps we used to have. So I'm still going to be using these in my projects and card making. I am glad I hung on to these. Look at the little crown. And speaking of this, do you guys remember the jewelry? Here's a necklace that I had made with the jewelry line that we used to carry, and a little bit of lace, a little embellishment, a little bit of paper. There's some pearlescent paint on that. Oh my gosh, I wore this all the time, and I actually had little bits of lace tied onto the chain, and I think some pearls. But yeah, I love this. I used to wear it a lot. And then I still have my charm bracelet. Now, this was really great because for my team, I would send them the bracelet, and then I would send them charms for just special, like whether they promoted, but also just whatever reason I could find to send them a little something, something. I would, over the years, I did all kinds of different little gifties, but this one was my charm bracelet. I picked up a little charm, because we had gone to San Antonio with Stampin' Up, I think, for a leadership conference. Love San Antonio. And little scissors, a Mickey charm, because my first ever incentive trip with Stampin' Up was Disney 2010, 2011, can't quite recall. But yeah, I loved this bracelet as well. Inspire, create, and share. So much fun. Okay, let's pull in a little bit more product. This box, whenever I see this box inside, I've got a little craft cupboard. You guys, it always makes me happy because I know what's inside it. And those of you who know me will know I'm all about the glitter. And this is like the little girl in me just oohs and ahs when I see all the glitter. Listen, I love my glitter. I miss playing with my glitter. I know some of you are like, no glitter. Glitter makes me happy. I just have to tell you. I have my acrylic paint in the pearl white. What's this? Oh, the different pool party embossing powders. Look at the old labels. This is the gold embossing powder. This is scented, vanilla scented embossing powder. Remember that? A little bit of cat fur. That's always fun. Here's sugar and spice embossing powder. Some cherry cobbler. Then I have my all-purpose let's frost white and platinum, and I know I got champagne mist still because that was my favorite. And yeah, so this is just a fun box of glitter, champagne glass. And also in my craft closet, I have quite a stash of dazzling diamond glitter because that was my favorite glitter of all time. So that's just something a little fun. And then this is probably, next to the watercolor pencils, one of my favorite all-time ways to color stamps and to do different techniques. Stampin' Pastels. So I know Stampin' Up! Still has Stampin' Pastels, but they're different. And I think they're called chalks. I can't remember. But these ones, oh my gosh. Look at, I got myself a new set just before they got retired. And it's been stashed away, and I can't wait to start playing with it again. I love my chalks. And to me, these were amongst the best chalks that I ever used. So I am going to have fun using all of these goodies and playing with them. This is just something random I couldn't resist sharing with you guys. But this is how I used to make clouds. I used to take the scallop circle punch and glue them together and then just sponge around them on my card, moving them different directions. And again, it was just one of those things that I thought was magical. So that made me smile when I came across that. The things I hang on to, right? Holy. Okay, I'm going to pull in some 3D non-card projects. This here is probably one of my very favorite. In fact, there's no probably about it. This was my very favorite Stampin' Up! Project. I can't even tell you how much fun I had making this box. Now, this was a project at Stampin' Up! Convention years ago, and I still have the sheet on how to make it, and everything came in this kit. And then there was a little stamp set. It's a little bit faded now from all the years. I don't know what year this came out. Oh, 2011. And I don't even know if I have anything in this box because I have it on display. Let's just look together. Oh my gosh, look at the dust. Look at the dust. Can you see the dust coming off of that? Let's zoom. No, zoom the other way. Zoom the other way. There we go. This has been on my top shelf and it needs a little wipe. Oh, that's disappointing. Next time I gotta start putting some money or something in these keepsakes so that when I open them years later, I can be really delightfully surprised. But I absolutely love this. I have another box that I did a few years ago at a retreat that I held. And this was the project that we made. We made the box and everything from our basic white cardstock, used the magnolia dies, added some birds, and then, oh, look, there's little goodies in here. This goes on a little frame that was also a convention make and take that I have in the spare room downstairs. I love banners, so that's kind of fun because I just kind of grabbed these so I could give you guys a quick little show and tell, and I didn't open up the boxes to see what was in them. But I mean, I will show you, like, there's like packets of seeds so I can remember which sunflowers I liked, and little notes and odds and sods. And isn't this so true for me right now? Each new page reveals a new wonder to be experienced. So that's quite fitting. But I love this. My digital studio friends. Who amongst you loved my digital studio? That was so much fun. I'm somewhere, and I should have pulled it out, but I didn't because there's too much. There's too much stuff I have. But I made little baby onesies and little tea towels with the digital downloads. And this was a cookbook that I made in 2011. So I'll just put a couple of markers just to show you. So here's how it looks on the inside. So my sweet little dog, Rosie May, she passed away a year ago this past summer. And my cat, Lewis, the same. They're in heaven right now, but I loved looking through this the other day and seeing the pictures that I added with some of my all-time favorite recipes. And if you love cooking as much as I do, you're definitely going to want to hear about my new channel. But here's a picture of me. Tears of joy. I earned the Stampin' Up! Trip to Disney. So that was my first ever incentive trip. And then here I've got Lewis and me again, Christmas dinner. So yeah, just some of my favorite recipes that I put together in a book. So that's really cool. Here's another 3D project. I had made this at, gosh, I don't know. I think it was I don't know, it just must have been a special, I used to have a lot of classes where I would have full day, like a one-day retreat type of thing, and I would make all the food. It might be chili or soup, and there'd be desserts and things, and everybody made different projects throughout the day, and I'm pretty sure this is from one of those events, and it's hard to tell in the light, but I have Joy to the World embossed in gold. This is just a frame from the dollar store, and then all the dies and a bit of stamping. And can you guys see the glitter on the snow? Oh my goodness. Anyways, I still love this. And then the Christmas Designer Series paper on the outside and the backdrop. But I loved making these, and I loved giving these as gifts. I used to make these with snowmen and all kinds of things. Here's another frame that we made. I'm pretty sure this was Stamp Club. And just a little bit of folding with the Designer Series paper. And this is when we had clay. Stampin' Up! Had a type of clay and some molds. And so we would make the little embellishments, the little flowers, or we would stamp directly on it. Some buttons, some brads, a little bit of stamping. May happiness be your destination. So this was, again, from quite a few years ago, and everybody loved making these. So much fun, so simple, and make such a great gift. Okay, I know some of you have this fabric. Now, those of you who love to sew are going to love the next bit of show and tell. I have so much of the Stampin' Up! Fabric we used to sell, and I don't even sew, but I just loved it so much, and it was one of those things like, well, one day I might learn to sew, and one day maybe I'll make some curtains. or pot holders or something. But I mean, look at this. It's so, so beautiful. I mean, look how beautiful this fabric is, you guys. I just love it. And this is not even half of what I have in my stash. Guys, I got to start using this stuff up. But I haven't had the time, and I'm going to start making the time. So I'm quite excited about this. Now, I also brought in this. Some of you may remember this. Now, I'm having a hard time remembering the events where I got these. I can't remember if they were convention or founder's circle, but this was a gift. And on the inside of the bag, whoops, cards falling down everywhere, it was to hold our scoring tool. And remember, you could put these on your scoreboard and you can get all the different effects on your cardstock. And so that was made using our material. I have a couple more material pieces to show you. And, oops, this was a gift, I think, from Founder's Circle, which I absolutely love. This is on the wall next to my desk where I do all my stamping, and it has been for years. And this is where I keep my the really awesome scissors we used to sell. So this is what I use. If you ever see in my videos, I'm using a big pair of scissors to cut my ribbon. This is for material and fabric only. Have you seen those funny little graphics like, no, don't use my scissors for paper if they're for fabric, right? So I always just put a little bit of ribbon on these, because when I was using these at different events and people knew if there's ribbon on it, it's for material only. But I absolutely love this. And yeah, so that's on my wall all the time. And then here's another bag that I got using our fabric as well. And it had another little kind of like wallet bag that I had been using for my Kindle. And I wanted to show it to you, and now I'm not sure where it is. And then there was a little tag, a gift for you, and it said, love, Shelly. But I just realized today you can't even see Shelly's signature on there. But and then the matching, of course, are my digital studio. So that's another fun example of how our fabric was used, and our buttons. And then lastly, for the fabric, now I am not a sewer, and I doubt I ever will be, but I wanted a really fun little bag. And my girlfriend Kathy, and I know she's watching. Hello, Kathy. Kathy came over to my house when I was living in New Brunswick, and she helped me sew this bag using our dies. So the fabric's not Stampin' Up, but the dies are Stampin' Up, which is what we used to create this. And oh my gosh, I used to make a lot of brooches using these flowers and bits of jean. Do you guys remember those? Oh, they were so much fun. Anyways, yeah, so there's my little bag. So for all of you quilters out there, or those of you who have fabric still from Stampin' Up, let me know, pull it out and use it. Oh my goodness, this is already half an hour long, you guys. I hope you're enjoying this. Let me know down below. But yeah, there's just too many fun things to share with you guys. So this is a box of some 3D items that I've always loved. This was a little gift box that I taught at one of my events. Nothing on the inside, but just a fun little gift box. By the way, I had been pulling out some things the other day from swaps and things from years and years ago, and there were chocolates in them and candy, and I don't know how old they are, and I had to throw them in the garbage. Like, I should have been eating them, but here's one. So if any of you watching recognizes this, let me know if this was from you. But I don't know, I just saved everything, and now I'm bummed that I just didn't eat it, especially dairy milk. This, I believe, was a video on my channel, and I loved making these. I love vintagey things. I just love it. But it's, oh look, it's not wanting to pull out. It's been well used. Oh, what do we got in here? We have tea. Black tea. But I just loved making these. And like I said, I know I've got a video on my channel. It might not be for this one, like this design. It might have been Christmas. I can't recall. But this was a ton of fun to make. And projects like these never grow old. They're always perfect for craft fairs, gift giving, and what have you. Here's a little calendar. I know a lot of you have seen these before. Little stamping. This would have been a swap because that's in German. Is there a name on here? Martina Wachner. So there you go. Martina, I still have your beautiful swap. This was on my video. This is back when we sold this fun little cord. I still have some. And that's got different tea bags in it. So it was just a quick little packaging idea. This was definitely a swap. I love it. What's inside here? Oh. Simone Bartram from Victoria, Australia. Grand Vacation 2014. And I'm quite sure there would have been some kind of little goodie in there. But I loved that box. And I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take the camera off the stand. You may have seen this in my videos. This is my most favorite swap that I've ever gotten. And let me see. I've got it really in there. Let me see if I can see who made it. Okay, I'm looking on the back. It says Shanine. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Moncrief. Grand Vacation swap. Not sure what year. So I have this on there really, really well. The Celebrate is from something else, but that is my most favorite swap. I mean, the flowers and everything that she made, and that's when we would have had our clay, I think. But the work that went into that as well, I mean, everybody puts a lot of work in their swaps, but I absolutely love that. Here's another little thingy that I've made, little bookmark. Same here. And my little album, I have a video on this. That was using my little Fomimo machine. Okay, let me do a quick little looky through because we still got to get onto the cards. Little Christmas ornament. Oh, goodies in there too. Some tea. But these were really fun to make. These were just, you know, one of our little dies. This was from a frame. It matched that little banner that I showed you guys earlier. I believe this was a swap. Yep, Grand Vacation 2014. Tanja Obnerstoster. You know, my ancestors are from Germany. You would think that I should naturally know how to pronounce things like that. But anyways, I love this. It's a little easel box. So this would just stand up like that. And then same thing, kind of like what I showed you earlier, just slides out and you put a little treat in. Love it. This one's just a cute little notebook, not finished. And this, I did a video on this. This is where you emboss and you stamp on the embossing, faux metal. Love this technique. In fact, let me pull these out. That'll be easier for you to see. But I love these tags. Love how they turned out. And again, I've got the video on my channel here for you guys where you can see how these were made. But just such a cool technique. Go ahead, Forrest. Keep going there, buddy. There we go. Okay. So that's those. There's a lot more in there, but we must move on. Oh, wait, no, I do have to show you this. I love this. My friend Kathy, different Kathy than the one I mentioned earlier, gave this to me with a little gift in it. And I loved this little ornament. Obviously, still have it. And then, yeah, there was a little gift in there from my friend Kathy. So, Kathy, I know you're watching too. So there you go. I keep so much. They mean so much to me. And I love it all. Okay, let's move on to the cards and then wrap it up. I like to save my cards because quite often I'll forget about the designs or the layouts. So I do keep my favorites. And somebody had asked me recently here on my channel, what do I do with all my cards? And what I do with my cards is I get a whole whack of envelopes and I package them all up and I donate them. And I'll either donate them to the animal rescue group where I got my dog Rosie and Cooper, because of course they're nonprofit, and then they can sell the cards or bundle them up and package them up, sell them at fundraisers to go towards the animals. And the other place I donate them to is organizations, also nonprofit, for adults with learning and physical disabilities. My aunt belongs to an organization like that back home in Comox. And so those organizations are near and dear to my heart. So that is usually what I do with my cards. Or I bundle them up, put some envelopes, put them in a nice cello bag, and give them to people like my mother-in-law and my mom, who has since passed away. She loved to write cards, and so she loved getting bundles of my cards that she could send out to her friends. Because in my mind, snail mail is still magical. Getting a card in the mail is truly like getting a hug in the mail. It's not the same as getting an email. Right now in Canada, there's a strike with Canada Post, so I hope we're going to be able to start sending cards again soon, because I also have a whole whack of cards to send out to my team and to also my customers who placed orders with me this past month, my last Stampin' Up orders, and just other cards that I want to get mailed. So I have a huge stack of cards I want to get mailed out. So this is one that I recently did with an embossing folder technique, because I'm obsessed with embossing folders, in case you guys didn't realize that by now. Here's a card I've never shown on the channel. This was using a window sheet, and then I had run designer series paper that would have been full of life designer series paper that I stamped, probably using elements of text, one of the images from that set, embossed with silver and white, and just made a card out of it. So there you go. A card you've never seen before. I have lots of cards I have not shown before. This one I'm pretty sure was one of my videos, again, with the embossing folder techniques, and I love it. And this would have been, I think, from the same video, just showing some more embossing techniques. This is a card I did years ago, and I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been when my friend Frenchie and I were doing Passport Pals. And I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. But anyhow, I love how this card came out. It's simple, but it speaks to me. And the stamp is from a paper pumpkin, and both stamps are from a paper pumpkin kit, and some gold embossing and a little wash with ink. And I love that look of water paint, which you guys are going to see a lot of that coming up in my next videos coming soon on this channel. This is a card that my friend Kathy made for me for my birthday a few years ago, and I was just telling her I still had this, and this is the one that made that cute little sled ornament. And she asked me the other day, she's like, and the sand is still in it? And I said, yes. Well, when I took it out of the little envelope that I had it in, because it's been on my display board, all the sand fell out. But oh my gosh, I love this card. I just think it's great. Here's a card I know I have never shown. So I made this card for my husband for our anniversary this past August, and I made this using my coffee paper that I had from one of the videos I shared with you guys, and I used the paper tags bundle from Stampin' Up, and I think this frame is from the set with the oranges from Stampin' Up. I can't think of the name of it right now. But yeah, that's the card I made for my husband for his anniversary. And I just took a photo, fussy cut it, popped it up, and he loved it. And I love how it turned out. So there you go. There's another card I've never shown. So what I do is on my shelves, I have containers that I just get, I think, from the dollar store, and I put my bits and bobs in them and different cards. And this one, let me zoom out. This one is labeled Inspiration. because these are card layouts that I love, and quite often I will take a card design. It could be years old, you guys, but I'll use something current, and it's a whole brand new card. So you're probably thinking, good Lord, Tina, are you going to show us all of these? No, because I know you got things to do other than just watching my video. So I'll just pull out a few that I really, really love. This is one that some of these are just from recent videos, and I just absolutely love the technique. And some of them also feature my Serene Stamper sentiment sheets, digital downloads. So I will share more about those soon. Well, no, actually, I do have a set that you can get for free if you subscribe to my newsletter. So the link will also be in the description below, and you'll automatically receive a set of sentiments that you can print out on your cardstock and cut and use on your cards and projects. So that's one of them. No big reason, just a little love. I didn't put anything in there. This was using coffee paper, stamping, all kinds of fun different techniques there. And then the sentiments from the Notes and Totes stamp set. This one was from, did I do, yes, did I? I think this might have been from my watercolor pencil class, seems to me. But I love how these cards turned out. Another one. This one, I think, was from the same class, maybe, just showing all the different ways to use watercolor pencils. This one, my friend Sharon Armstrong loves this technique. Her and I were chatting. She's like, girl, that is such a great technique. So I'm so glad she's been enjoying it. This is the wood grain technique. Super fun. Let's see. Here's another one with the bird. I love the nature stamp set. This is a card I actually cased, and I can't remember from who, but I love it, so I kept it. Really nice card. This is an oldie. Look at this stamp set. You guys remember that one? And I stamped the pillows, and I used my oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I used this tool. And I just put it on my foam mat and just kind of rubbed it to make it kind of go 3D, and then just put a Stampin' Dimensional behind it to pop it up. But I always liked that card. I always loved this card too, with my little paper roses. And I think that making those was my very, very first ever video, and it was never listed. It was only shared with my team. I don't know if I can still find it. But that was just taking... that was the scallop circle punch, and you just cut a spiral out of your punch, like your punched cardstock, and then you just put a glue dot on, I don't know, just say something like this, and you just twist it up, twist, 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 and you just secure it with a glue dot, and it makes those adorable little roses. So, yeah, I like that. Let's see. Oh, look, here's another card with those flowers I showed you earlier. I love those flowers. Okay, guys, can we talk about the glitter? This was one of my most popular videos on my channel, was the napkin glitter technique. And I still have this card. I don't know if I have any more from that video, but that's a napkin, and that's with glitter. Hello? I still love it just as much today as I did then. I really love this card. That is a video on my channel. This card, that is also a video on my channel, using the embossing folder with the, was it the birch trees, and stamping so that the trees look like they're behind where it was embossed. That was a really cool technique. This one just makes me happy. Remember the little panda bears? Something's missing from here. But I used window sheet to stamp the little wine glasses on and colored them with the Stampin' Blend markers. I don't know. I just had fun making that card. This one was a recent video, right? Like that's pretty fun. That is a really cool fun fold. Oh my gosh, you guys, I could be here forever. Like, I'm having so much fun with this. There's so many fun techniques. That's why I've never gotten tired of stamping. This is a card that I made years ago, and I really blinged it up. I'm not a huge, well, don't get mad at me, those of you who love Halloween. My best friend Jessica also loves Halloween. I like Halloween, but Christmas is my thing. But this was the most favorite Halloween card I've ever made, and I have not made a lot of Halloween cards, but I just played and played and played. Look at my little tags. Oh my gosh. I really enjoyed making that. Dryer sheet. Remember the dryer sheet technique? I actually had a video and I had a copyright claim against my music. And it was copyright free when I used it, and then I got a strike, so I just unlisted it. But I loved using the dryer sheets for this technique. That's a lot of fun. That's just when you take a used dryer sheet, and after you do your stamping, you cover your layer with glue, you layer on your dryer sheet, and then you put your glitter on. So those were fun. I really hope you guys aren't bored. I really do. Oh my gosh, remember my rubber band technique? That was fun. I did that video when I was at my Aunt Jerry's in Vancouver, and I had very few supplies that I took with me for that trip, and I needed to make my swaps for our incentive trip to Hawaii. And I'm like, what can I do? I basically have stamps, ink, and paper. And that's what I came up with. And that was one of my popular videos. This card is probably one of my all-time favorite cards. But I'm such a country girl. Like this is so me. Like we even had an Enterprise stove in our house in New Brunswick. We were in a 100-year-old farmhouse that I absolutely loved and miss. And I cooked everything in that old wood cook stove. I mean, one year we ran out of power a week before leading up to Christmas. And didn't matter. I cooked our whole turkey dinner in that wood cook stove, our dessert, the homemade bread. I use that cook stove all the time. I loved it. And I love the old trucks. My grandpa Erickson had an old truck just like that, but it was green. And of course, I'm a fur mama. So a dog and the cat and the little window sheets and the little curtains with the lace. I lost myself making this. Like I was in my little world making this card. And so that's what I remember when I see this card. It's just so much joy and fun making that. Here's a card that was also popular on my channel. This was the book easel card. This one's gotten a little bit flat. But you guys, if you have missed these videos, go back and watch them because they're really, really fun to make. So it looks like a book. Really fun. Okay, where are we at here? I'm scooching past things. This one's a simple card, but I loved it. Just simple embossing. Might be hard to see in the light. This is one of those cards that is just kind of magical. Right? Kind of magical. Kind of magical. Doesn't get old. But it's hang on. I've got it stuck now. There we go. Let's do that again. Right? If you've never made one of these cards, you got to, because they're a wow. And it doesn't matter if you're making cards like this for little kids or if you have a husband like mine, they just think that's the coolest thing ever. This is one of my favorite card folds, and I did this, would have been last Christmas. Again, there's a video on my channel here for you guys, but I love this card fold. Definitely one of my favorite card folds. Okay, where are we at? This was a pretty one. That's where I did the embossing folder technique, and then which is again on my channel, and embossed it with clear, and it just, oh my gosh, it turned out so pretty. Nice one with the whale. Simple, but I like it. This is another one of my favorites I hung on to for years. This is using the baby wipe technique. Okay. Oh, the black ice technique. Oh my goodness. Remember that with the little charm? I love this Christmas card with all the dies. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm going to scoot past a lot of these because there's a lot of fun cards in here that bring me a ton of inspiration. And again, you can just take these layouts and change them up, use what you have. This was another great layout, super easy, right? Never underestimate the simple cards. Never, never. I like how that one turned out. I love it all. I love it all. Here's another one with that stove. Here's a couple projects. I've never shown this one. Oh yeah, this was a great technique. That was always a wow. That was where you just swipe your ink pad right onto the paper and it looks like the sand and the water, and then you stamp your birds and your grass. Hello, easy. This one, just using some leftover strips of cardstock, putting it onto your white paper and running the whole thing through your embossing folder. Add a sentiment and you're done. Easy. Here's another one. Same technique. I just added the sunshine. Here's another oldie using scraps. Just strips, gluing them on, cutting them out. Okay. Let me show you. Well, let's show you this card. I was going to do a tutorial for this on my YouTube channel and never did. I mean, look at, you guys might recognize the stamp set is an oldie. But I thought this was pretty neat. And then, of course, Stampin' Up! Did come out with a stamp set with dies where you could do this. I never did get it. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, let's see what we have here. This is a little scrapbook. Convention 2011. So this is when I went to convention with my best friend Shalyn, and that's my birth mother, and our friend Marcia, who we met at the first time, and we've been friends ever since. She lives in New York, and she's visited me in New Brunswick, and again here recently, just a year ago, Marcia, I can't remember. And then my dear friend Kathy. So we had a lot of fun doing the make and takes, our garden hat party at the kickoff. Seen that picture earlier where I earned my first incentive trip, and with Rhonda Wade, trying out new product. Oh my gosh, memories. Okay, and what's this one now? You're in my thoughts, and you're in my heart. See, I haven't looked at these ones for, oh, it's my grandma. So this is my grandma's ink. And this was just, this was from a, like a stamp retreat that I had done. And then my dad and my brother. See, and I've got grandmother, father, brother, my aunts. So my Aunt Bev, my Aunt Val, my Aunt Maureen. Aunt Maureen's the one that I mentioned to you earlier that's in one of those organizations that I donate to. And my Auntie Val. And then Shannon, my dad's wife. So just a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. Okay, wowzers. Are we done? Maybe just a little bit more. I just want to show you guys before I close. You know, it's amazing how stamps, ink and paper can impact our lives and lives around us. And when I moved from New Brunswick to Nova Scotia, this is one of the gifts that I received from the girls that lived where I did in Browns Flat, and we did stamp club and everything. And just a sweet little note for when I left. They had made that for me. And then I had also received this album from one of my stamp club girls, and then we actually stayed together. Well, we had our stamp club, but then we also got together every month and had like a little like a stitch and bitch, that's what we called it. And they put this album together for me, and I mean, Sam blowing kisses, and oh my gosh, like they had printed out one of my little emails. Hi everyone, just a reminder that I will be participating in a very important fundraiser in Sussex Wednesday, October 20th, 2010 from 7 to 9. This fundraiser is to raise money for a mammogram machine for the Sussex Health Center. There will be all kinds of wonderful vendors there, so come on out and get a head start on your Christmas shopping and contribute towards a worthy cause. And that's where I met my friend Kathy. And her and I, this is her daughter Samantha, her and I and Sam and her husband, we have been dear friends ever since. And I can't imagine not meeting them. Look at Colleen. They took a picture of her crying and holding tissue because I was leaving. And Rosie and Cooper, and look at the little ducks and showing. Now this is funny. This is a map showing where I lived and how to get to their house because I always got lost. That was, I don't even know if I had a cell phone back then, but my GPS always had me going on these back country roads in New Brunswick that people didn't even use anymore. And I was always so relieved when I finally got to their house. And so they actually had a map that they bought me and drew the line, and I put it in my visor in my car. So I wouldn't get lost because my directions are terrible. And look, they printed it out and put it in the album. Like the memories are unbelievable. And that's why I wanted, Joanne and Helen, that's why I wanted to do this, this little blast from the past, because I'm going to cry again, but my life has been so enriched because of becoming a Stampin' Up demonstrator and moving, across the country from British Columbia to New Brunswick and knowing nobody. I didn't know anybody, and all of my dear friends I met through Stampin' Up, and putting myself out there and trying to meet people and volunteer and do workshops and parties and put out my business cards, and hopefully somebody would, call me. And to this day, my friends in New Brunswick are some of my most dearest friends, and I can't imagine life without them. And then the same happened when I moved here to Nova Scotia. Some of my closest friends I've met because of stamping and because I became a demonstrator. So I really wanted to honor that today. And I'm also really, really proud of all that I've accomplished. We used to get the Stampin' Success magazines in the mail, and I wish I had hung on to all of them, but I have, I think, from 2015 forward, and I have kept those. But I love these for the inspiration. And again, you can just take a design and completely switch it up and use, product that's current. And of course, techniques that we might forget about. But in these Stampin' Success magazines, they would talk about, promotions or bonuses or trips or, founder circle or whatever. I would just do this. I would go right past it. I'm like, nope, that'll, I wouldn't even look. That'll never be me. Just never, no, that would just never be me. And that's what I thought. And I remember going to convention, my first convention in 2010. So I became a demonstrator in 2002. I just did it part-time because I was working at the airlines, different things. Just did it as a side. But in 2010, when my stepmom passed away, I just thought, what, life is short. I'm going to do something I love. And I went to convention, and I would see people crossing the stage, and I thought, what, they're no different than me. And it was sink or swim. And that just changed everything for me. I started this channel, and since since those years, I'm just going to show you, like, I earned a couple of Founders Circle trips, which were amazing. Those retreats were for, at the time, the top 100 in the States and the top 20 in Canada, and multiple incentive trips. And I'm not saying any of this to brag. I'm just saying that you just never know what's possible if you believe in yourself. See, Grand Vacation Achiever, Founders Circle. Like, look at this. This is from Alaska. So that was the first incentive trip I took Brian on, and he loved it. But look at this. I'm going to put these, this isn't even half of them. I'm going to put these, I think, in a shadow box. I'm not really sure. And I still have more that, I still have the packaging that some of these came in. Country overall, and country leadership, and country team building, and going platinum, and all the things like this, from a girl who just flipped the pages, thought, no, that'll never be me, to going all the way up to platinum and earning incentive trips and founder circle retreats, and just so many blessings. I just really wanted to say thank you again to everyone. And I really wanted to close this chapter. Look at this. I found this too from Hilton Head Island. That was such a fun trip. But I really just wanted to close this chapter by sharing, my cards and my projects and my story, because it's such a important part of my journey, and I'm so excited about everything that I've got planned moving forward for this channel. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my next chapter. Introducing Simply Serene with Tina. My new Simply Serene brand is something I've been pouring my heart into with digital products and cookbooks and online courses. And look at this. Oh my goodness. You guys all know who that is. And I am thrilled to say that these are already making an impact. My cookbooks have been selling beautifully, and I can't wait to share even more with you, including printable downloads for cards and creative projects. So along with my recipes and sharing my love of slow and serene living here in Nova Scotia, creating a more joyful, intentional lifestyle, I am happy to share my new channel with you, Simply Serene with Tina. Welcome to Simply Serene. I'm Tina. I was born and raised on beautiful Vancouver Island, and life eventually brought me here to Nova Scotia, where my family's roots run deep and where my husband and I call home, and this is where we've built our life together. Those early years shaped who I am, a love of nature, a deep appreciation for simple pleasures, and the joy of slowing down to notice the beauty that's all around us. Out here in the country, we tend our gardens, we grow our own food, and we soak up the changing seasons. And there's something so wonderful about watching life unfold in its own time, from planting seeds to harvesting the vegetables that end up on our table. For us, it's not about rushing or chasing the next thing. It's about the small, joyful moments, like picking beans from the vine or having a good laugh on the size of the zucchini we've grown, and just finding gratitude in the simplest parts of our day. Our fur babies are part of every adventure too. They remind us daily that life is meant to be lived in the present. We spend as much time as we can outdoors, exploring the land, the rivers, and the ocean. We spend as much time as we can outdoors, exploring the land, the rivers, and the ocean. Living close to nature always warms my heart and reminds us to slow down and savor the world that's around us. These moments, each season, each walk, and yes, each cuddle, they are all what makes life beautiful, and they're the memories that weave together the fabric of our days. Even the smallest details, a bee on a sunflower, or the blooms swaying in the breeze, they feel like little reminders to pause, to breathe, and just appreciate the simple things. Cooking and preserving food has always been part of my story. It's my way of honoring the generations before me and passing on the memories, the recipes, and the traditions that have made me who I am. Some of these recipes have been in my family for decades, while others are new favorites I've created along the way, but all of them are made with love and they each hold a story. For me, cooking is more than just preparing a meal. It's an expression of love, a way to nurture, and a chance to slow down and connect with those we care about. It's also my love language. A little piece of my heart is in everything that I make. Simply Serene was born from a desire to live more intentionally, to celebrate everyday moments and to make the most of the dash in between, that precious space between the day we're born and the day we leave this earth. So whether you're here for cozy recipes, country living, gardening inspiration, or just a gentle reminder to slow down, I'm so glad you're here. Pour yourself a cup of tea, coffee, or maybe even a glass of wine, and welcome to Simply Serene. If this sounds like something you'd love, I'd be so excited to welcome you to my new community. All the links will be in the description below. And come on over, join my new channel, and I'd truly love to see you there. Looking back on these memories has been so special, you guys. Every card, scrapbook page, the handmade projects, they all tell a story, not just about my creative journey, but the journey that we've been on together. So while my time as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator has come to an end, the story is far from over. It's evolving into something even more beautiful. So be sure to subscribe. My new Simply Serene chapter is beginning, and my Serene Stamper channel is also going to be full of techniques and fun folds, new products, and fresh ideas. And I am just so excited that you guys are going to be joining me on this whole new creative adventure, because I really would love for you to be a part of it. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for being such a meaningful part of my story. And the past 23 years have been nothing short of incredible, and I know that the best is still yet to come. So until next time, my friends, take care and happy stamping.